One of the big wins this season came against the Calgary Flames at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh as the Penguins won 6-1. Mario Lemieux led the way with 2 goals, including this third period tally, which gave the Penguins a 4-1 lead. The Pens scored 4 of their 6 goals on the power play, including this one by Danny Quinn. But 2.5 months later, and again at the Civic Arena, the Flames totally dominated the Penguins, outshooting them 46-15 on way to a 4-2 victory. Leading the way for Calgary was center Doug Gilmour, who scored twice. Next is the Penguins' only visit to the Saddle Dome, as the Penguins take on the high-flying Calgary Flames. Coming up next. One of the problems, though, in defense of that is that Wendell Young, the starting goaltender for the Pens, and maybe we'll get to that later, record was straight on it. They agreed to it, and Mario agreed to a 4:30 interview that day and did not participate in it. And that was their big beef. But all right, Quinn against Joel Otto to begin the game. Quinn, Loney, and Bork out for the Penguins. And for the Calgary Flames, Joel Otto decked out in the home whites. Out here with Mark Hunter and Jim Peplinski. And the Penguins in their last 3 games here in this building are 2-0-1. And the Penguins have played very well against Calgary. They've split the season series so far. Penguins road record 11-18-4.
More of a checking center ice.
Penguins losing to the Los Angeles Kings in game 1 of this road trip. And Bob Airey now from the faceoff shoots and scores by Vernon's glove right by him from long range, and the Penguins take a 1-0 lead. I'll buy Sam a drink and get his dog one too. Do you believe the shot by Airey from outside the blue line? It appeared, and Vernon just had to go off his glove as he reached out, and the Penguins take a 1-0 lead.
Bob Airey's 23rd goal of the year. And he is now a +39. He gunned it from just over the red line.
Man, he didn't even get a glove on it. McClellan now stymied by Dan Quinn. McClellan's got the size match here against Quinn. He's got more beef on him. Quinn holds his stick now. Penalty coming up against Danny Quinn. Now that was just a case there. McClellan having too much size for Dan. Penguins second in the league on the power play. Calgary third. The penalty killing. The Penguins are 14th in the league, but the Flames are number 2. Off a stick and deflects to the left wing corner. Jim Johnson of Pittsburgh trying to ram it out. Could not. Merzen now to McGinnis. McGinnis near side to Neuendijk with 1:10 to go on the penalty. To McGinnis shooting. Stop made. Rebound score. The Flames put it in, and I believe Joel Otto was the man that may have capped it home on the rebound. And Calgary ties the game on the power play goal. Down the left wing. Here come the Flames. Ferdina goes to the Penguins in. Zalapski cut him off at the pass with a good defensive play. Ferdina, though, gets it again. Giving the puck near side to Brian McClellan. Put it in front. Deflects in. Hokenloop will get the goal. It deflected in off Hokenloop's stick, and the Flames have taken a 2-1 lead.
Hokenloop just went to the net for that one. The guy who scored 50 goals last year, the first Swede to ever score 50, scores his 22nd goal of the season this time on a pass from McClellan, who was just acquired from the Minnesota North Stars. He threw it back to the net. Loop just reached out and poked that stick on the puck, and it just jumped right over Wendell Young, who had gone down to make the save on the shot by McClellan. I think Wendell might have gone down a little early on that play, but he was
Hunter on Gord Dineen. Dineen's lost his stick. Now Herdina scrambling. Dineen holds his blade into the left wing corner. Hunter is upended by John Cullen. His body's falling all over the ice, and finally they will freeze it as tempers heat up here. John Cullen's involved with Mark Hunter.
Yeah, he kicked his legs out from under him, and that's what Hunter didn't like one bit. He jumped up and immediately went after John Cullen. Started with Cullen kind of getting his leg out and tripping Mark Hunter as he was going into the boards behind the net.
Bob Airey got the Penguins on the board on the first shot of the night for the Pens on a long-range shot. Here with the Flames and the Penguins in with the puck. Loop scores! And Calgary now leads 3-1. Hokenloop just came out of nowhere, went into the slot and missed it one by Wendell Young, and Calgary now has a 3-1 lead. Loop's second of the night, his 23rd of the year. And this goal will come at 15:10. Only 6 seconds after they went out for the penalty. Hokenloop left alone in front.
He just danced into the slot, and Rod Buskus was tied up in front of the net by McClellan, really causing some problems for him. He was worried.
Dana Merzen finding Colin Patterson. Patterson got it by Quinn over to Mullen with 1 minute to go in the period. And Joey Mullen directs it on the backhand and behind the Penguin goal. Young, nice little move to spin it around, but not out. Merzen left point, beat it over the left wing circle. Comes to Mullen in front, a backhand shot. Young's out of position. It's loose, and he gets back up and covers as Patterson tried to drill it in. 30 seconds worth. Flames 3, Penguins 1 on the Penguins Hockey Network. Make the smart play and just dump it back to center, and Colin Patterson turns it over down to Randy Hillier. Lead pass to Bork, and Bork directs it in behind the Calgary net. Mike Vernon leads it for McCowan and around the left wing. Here comes Neuendijk now charging back to the Penguin line. Neuendijk drop pass to Mullen. He's got all the room in the world. Shoots, score! Boy, can he shoot it? They left him alone as Neuendijk made the drop pass, and Mullen drills it in. It's now 4-1 Calgary.
That was the perfect example of why Joey Mullen is one of the great goal scorers of all time, really, in the NHL. A guy who probably hasn't gotten recognition as being that, but that's exactly what he is. He just rifled that puck right off the post behind Wendell Young. It looked like it hit something on the way, and it jumped right up underneath the crossbar.
McElwain steps out, looks for somewhere to go, can't find anywhere. Now he goes back to Cullen behind the goal. John Cullen of Pittsburgh breaking in deep as Coffey, couldn't go to him. Behind the net for McElwain, he's too well covered. And the Flames, Jerry Herdina working both ends of the ice, goes to Brian McClellan. Out now to center to Håkan Loob. Loob got to the Penguins end. He's hit with a stick in the face and drops his stick and gloves immediately. Hillier's stick came up as Loob leaned down. It was not a high stick or an intentional. I don't know if it got him in the face or the neck area. And Hillier's over to check on him. Just one of those strange plays because Loob came in ducking down in that style of skating that he has. And he's not very big to start with. And ran into the stick of Randy Hillier. He went up into the Flames in. After it, Brad McCrimmon, Flames defenseman. His partner on defense is Jamie McCowan. The Flames have Nieuwendyk, Patterson out here. And here comes Nieuwendyk with the Penguins in. Slide it right to the net. Stopped by Wendell Young. The net is dislodged. I don't think Newell knows that. And now he does. And the net became dislodged as that puck was loose around that net. And Dave Newell could not see it. And we'll return here to Calgary momentarily. Well, the Penguins are behind 4-1 on the Penguins Hockey Network. Flames have just scored another goal as Colin Patterson just put it in off the shoulder of Wendell Young, and the Flames now lead 5-1.
And this line is cleaning up tonight. Patterson, Mullen, and Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk just set up Patterson. He one-timed it to the net. Young went down a little bit on the shot, and he got his arm on the shot, but it went off his arm and into the net. And it's 5-1 Calgary with 5:07 to go in the second period. He's the guy who can take them to the Stanley Cup.
Quinn now left point to Coffey. 29 seconds to go on the penalty to Mark Hunter of Calgary. Coffey again right point, now shoots it, deflected by Stevens and wide of the cage. Quinn goes behind the net. McGinnis overpowers him and takes it away and shoots it away to the Penguin zone. Young will set it up now for Coffey with 13 seconds to go, and Coffey. Mullen stepped into him. He got around that check. Coffey just skates away from the checks. Down to the left point he goes. Over to Stevens, right in front, and Quinn trying to get to it. The shot actually by Stevens went wide of the net. Now back of the Flames. Penalty has expired. Gary Roberts deep into the Penguins in for Joey Mullen. Centers it in front. McGinnis there. He scores. Al McGinnis on the wrist shot. Beating Wendell Young up high. And the Flames have another goal, and they now lead 6-1. Well, the Penguins were trying to get off the ice after the power play, and they just got trapped back on the Flames in. And a good play there to set up McGinnis by the Flames. Gary Roberts and Joey Mullen.
Stevens should have probably taken Mullen a little sooner than he did. He waited and watched him go into the corner with the puck and then watched him pass it out in front.
18:10 to go in the third period. 6-1 Calgary on the Penguins Hockey Network. From outside of the Calgary blue line, Lemieux against Yuri Herdina. And the Penguins come up with possession. Here's Hillier cutting around Nantwich, but Nantwich reached in, took it away, and now passes at Herdina. Coffey chases him. Herdina comes down, slip shot, score! Yuri Herdina from the top of the left wing circle beats Wendell Young, and the Flames now have a 7-1 lead. Boy, Coffey gave it all he had to get back, but Herdina, realizing that, got rid of it in a hurry. And Herdina cashes in at the 2:03 mark of period number 3.
Well, Randy Hillier usually is covering for Paul Coffey in situations, but this time Coffey was covering for him because Hillier tried to beat the man at the blue line. Natras couldn't do it. Natras got the puck, and to his credit, he looked up and found Herdina with a nice headman pass, and he blistered it past Wendell Young from the top of the left circle.
So Herdina, the goal scorer, his 20th of the year. Natras has the only assist, and now 7-1 the Flames lead. And pushed around to the right side of the Flames in by the Penguins. Up with that puck will be Yuri Herdina. Now a fight breaks out. It'll be Ramage against Caulfield in front of the Calgary net. Caulfield coming out after that goal was scored and involved with Ramage. And Ramage comes with a left hand. He's got his jersey pulled up. Caulfield trying to get his left hand free. Not too many punches being thrown right now. Ramage, I think, realizes he's in a little trouble, and his helmet comes off. Ramage just can't get his arms free. And a left by Caulfield, and down goes Ramage, and they'll be pried apart. That's to Dan Quinn. 7-1 the Flames lead. Centered in front, but Stevens can't get there. And the Flames will. Peplinski and Gary Roberts. Lead pass Roberts to Peplinski. On him is Zalapsky, and he shoots the puck on the backhand, and Wendell Young makes the save. Peplinski, still with that great size, came in and got a shot off. Zalapsky all over him coming back. Stevens played it up the stick of Roberts. 9 seconds to go in the penalty to the Flames. Tim Hunter. Lemieux final rush in. Drop pass right to Joey Mullen. Mullen could not work it out. Stevens got a piece of it. It's still loose in the Calgary zone, and McCowan beats it ahead to center. The penalty is expired. Here's Mullen now to the Penguins in. Right in front, got a man there. Nieuwendyk comes in, scores. Nieuwendyk turned it over in the backhand in a pretty passing play. And he beats Wendell Young, and it's now 8-1 Calgary. Joe Nieuwendyk.
.47 for Joe. Billy Mullen came across the line, made a perfect saucer pass to Nieuwendyk cutting through the slot. He lifted it up over the stick of the Penguins defense. It was Buskis and one other defenseman back there, and he just put it right between the two of them, right onto the stick of Nieuwendyk, who cut through on the backhand and beat Wendell Young. It's 8-1.
Another case of the defensive chores of the Flames coming to life here and holding the Penguins to just one. That was on the first shot of the game, and a long-range shot, a shot that beat Mike Vernon. But truthfully, they pin now. Roberts with a face-off save, rebound, score. Lanny McDonald gets the goal. Lanny McDonald right from the face-off gets the rebound goal. McDonald closes in on 500. 9-1 Calgary.
Roberts is a good little face-off man. He just got it to the net, and McDonald just followed up and beat Wendell Young. 36 years old. He still holds the single season record for this franchise for goals in a season with 66.
He's been a great hockey player, boy, I'll tell you. And he gets one there. Al McGinnis, the Flames defenseman, off for interference at 11:24. And those of you who have stayed with us the entire night are right on the verge of becoming members of the Night Owl Club. We're approaching that 12 o'clock hour back in the tri-state area. John Cullen. Passing to McElwain to Cullen again. Cullen shoots it right on. It's not loose from in front of Stevens has scored. Kevin Stevens on the power play makes it 9-2. So the Penguins get a power play goal on the shot from the left side. Loeb now giving the puck to Brian McClellan. McClellan leaving it for Rick Natras. Natras up ahead. It comes to Loeb. Spun around by Coffey, but it comes to Ordina. Man cutting to the net. McClellan's there. A shot. And it trickled off his stick. Boy, he's had a couple of chances tonight in front where he hasn't been able to handle the pass. As it came to him in front of the net. If he'd had good wood on that, he might have scored himself a goal there. But he just could not get the handle on it in front. Behind the Flames net, Vernon cut it off the Flames goaltender to Natras, and the Flames systematically come out in a hurry again. Nieuwendyk trying to get around Coffey. Right wing moves in for the net. He's there. He's scoring. Great shot by Nieuwendyk. Right up the ladder as he went to the rooftop, and it's now 10-2 Calgary. What a shot by Nieuwendyk.
A shot and what a rush with that puck. You know, you'd think of Nieuwendyk as a sniper type. A guy that gets around the net, scores that way. I don't think of him as a guy that takes it end-to-end like that, but that's what he just did. He just blew around everybody. Paul Coffey was the last man he went around. He put the arm down, reached out. He's got a long reach, and he just snapped it upstairs underneath the crossbar. Joe Nieuwendyk. They say the Calgary Flames have no superstars, but it's just that they have so many stars that there's not one guy who stands out that far above the rest. But Joe Nieuwendyk is a superstar.
First to speed coming back that time, but in fairness too, the Penguins really haven't been too much involved in this game. Here's Coffey now with Tim Hunter. And they are back in the Penguins end. Coffey and Tim Hunter rolling on the ice. Coffey has his arms wrapped around Tim Hunter. That's been going on all night, and I'm sure back when Coffey played with the Oilers, they've had a few introductions prior to this.
Well, I'll tell you though, Errol Thompson really made a mark with the Penguins. I mean, how could I ever forget him?
Here's Loney in front shooting and scoring. Troy Loney scores for the Penguins. As time is ticking down with 10 seconds to go, Loney gets the goal. He beats Vernon on the short side, and the Penguins make it 10-3. It's touched by Vernon, and the game is going to come to an end now. 2 seconds to go, and that'll do it. So tonight, the Calgary Flames defeat the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they do it convincingly. They defeat the Pens. The final, Calgary 10 and Pittsburgh 3, right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.